Hello, everyone. Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strapfx John Lee, and we have
BDC.
There he is. And we have
I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. Boom.
All right. And we are here to discuss WCW, the Great American Bash 1997. And what a show it was. Dom, let's get on with the Great American Bash.
Before we do that, shout outs to Poppy Platino. Y'all probably want to know where he's at, but Poppy Platino is about to be a Poppy. So any minute.
Yes,
now.
sir.
So shout outs to Abel and little AJ on the way.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But all right, we're going to take it to 1997, the Great American Bash from Moline, Illinois. Where the hell is Moline at? Why can't it just be in Chicago?
A little south of Rockford. How about that?
All right. Well, on the commentary team, we got the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Bebe. We got Tony Schiavone, and we have Bobby the Brain Heenan. That's a good commentary team right there.
He is overdressed,
Yes,
Mr. Heenan.
Let's normalize ragtag because he says it a lot.
I think Bobby was a little off. He might have had a little too much Smirnoff in his cup during this show. But you know what? The fans are hot. And you know how WCW always do. They kick off with some cruiserweight action. So your first match of the night, you have Psychosis with Sonny Ono taking on the Ultimate Dragon. And Ultimate Dragon used to be in Sonny Ono's corner, or vice versa, but not anymore. We have a respect match.
Yes, that is Ultimate Dragon, not to be confused with his twin Ultimo Dragon.
Well, it was an Ultimo Dragon. That's the one that slipped at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh man. So BDC, what do you think about this opening match?
You know, it was a really good match for me anyway. You know, of course, luchadors are always gonna throw down. I think based on the rest of the card, it did not have to be the first match, but it was really good. It was really good, and you know, for that match, you also had Mike today doing the calling out moves and stuff like that, and hearing him do that is always a treat. It's always a plus because he nails it. What I will say is that Psychosis had a couple of moments where he may have forgotten what he was supposed to do in the match. It was like one or two times where he was a little slow on the spot, and it kind of cost him. But outside of that, it was a fairly good match to me.
I agree. It definitely was a good match. The fans at this time, they loved the Dragon, and you know he was doing everything. He was showboating. He did a little handstand on the ring apron, and man, I used to love his kicks, like how he kicked you in the leg like 3 times, do that spin kick. Watch out, X-Pac. But I enjoyed it. I always liked the cruiserweights. They knew how to get busy. But I did like that one spot where Psychosis hit that leg drop guillotine off the top rope.
Yeah,
that was dope. That was real dope.
And that was one of the times he kind of came in slow because he was like trying to dance around the referee to get to the top rope so he could perform that move. And had Dragon sitting there for a while, like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? But yeah, as I said, that was a great spot, despite the kind of a delay on it, and it was a good match.
Yeah. Sonny Ono tried to interfere a few times, but the finish of the match, we see Psychosis, Irish Whip, the Dragon reversed it. He hit Sonny Ono. Or no, Sonny Ono hits him with the spin kick. Kicked the shit out of him.
Yep. Yeah, those kicks were legit. Sonny Ono could have hit a couple of those. I was just like, oh. they were legit.
Yeah, and then Dragon put Psychosis in the Dragon Sleeper, and that was it.
And that was it.
Yeah, John, what do you think about the match?
It was a great opening match. I mean, you're right. That was a signature WCW style at the time for pay-per-views. And, they should have just stuck with it. Maybe not listen to the criticism that, why do you only have the cruiserweights open the show? Can't they be in a more premier spot later on the card? Well, it's just proof in the pudding. Don't mess with the formula. Keep the cruiserweights where they are. Yes. And, you throw that picture back out with Psychosis on the top rope. That could be, the future Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. That looks something very American that he could wear someday against, a golden Seth Rollins or something like that. But I mean, the way you're describing Ultimate Dragon, I'm not really sure why the difference is there. But Dom, the way you're describing Ultimate Dragon, it's like, you know what? You didn't think, when you go back in time to WCW, like, hey, the NWO, the Kevin Nashes and Hogans and Goldbergs, but who can say they were a big fan of, really a fan of Ultimo Dragon? Well, you did. We all
the original belt collector.
We all remember them. We all remember Psychosis and Ultimo Dragon and Sonny Ono. But yeah, he was very popular, and a hell of a way to kick off the pay-per-view here. And yeah, just a lot of fun to see, a lot of trying to foreshadow a great show ahead, which may or may not happen, but still to come. It's still early for the Great American Bash.
That's right. So our next match, I was looking forward to this match. We have Harlem Heat with Sister Sherry taking on the Steiner brothers.
Yes, sir.
My God, that was a physical fight. It was a physical fight. And this is your number one contendership for the tag team titles. And Scotty is looking jacked to the gills. I say that every single time we see Scott Steiner. And then BDC, I'm not sure if you heard what I said a while ago, but I did say that I said Scott Steiner and Booker T was the WCW version of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. How their career was parallel, like how it was similar. They started out the tag team, they both broke out, they both won this title, that title, and then they became the guy.
Right. Yeah,
some people
that's
don't
accurate.
agree, but
that's accurate. That is fairly accurate to me. And in this particular match, I was the first thing I noticed was that Scott was making his slow progression to becoming Big Papa Pump. He had on the rhinestone weight belt, and he was no longer wearing the mismatched boots like his brother was. The hair was jet slicked back, and he was growing a mustache and goatee. So it was like the progression was on to make him Big Papa Pump, but very much physical from the gate. Like, I was just like, oh, they look like they throwing some stiff out there.
Yo, they're throwing live rounds.
Yes, they were.
Scotty and Stevie Ray, they were throwing some live rounds.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they was throwing some shots.
And then, it seemed like Stevie Ray got pissed off and hit Scotty with a big boot. But Scott just holding shit like that.
And it only got crazier from there.
It did.
Yep.
John, what do you think about the match?
What?
Up to this point so far.
I wanted to back up to I had a thought that I didn't get to flesh out from the previous match, the Ultimo Dragon match, which was, how can we enjoyed Mike Tenay being a special color commentator during certain matches because they weren't the Mexicans, the Japanese, they were not well known, and they had different moves than the American style wrestlers. But we all loved Iron Mike Tenay. We loved the Professor, didn't we?
Yes,
we did.
How come you hate Excalibur now for doing the same thing? Anyways,
I don't hate Excalibur.
People do.
I just wish you take that mask off. That's all.
Who says Mike Tenay didn't have a layer of makeup caked on his face? All right, but we're talking about the Steiner brothers. The Steiner brothers and Harlem Heat. I mean, perennial opponents. all the time. They can always wrestle each other, and nothing you guys have already said is wrong. They they came to play, and yeah, it's funny talking about Scott Steiner. Yeah, he was. I mean, we knew he was going to turn into Big Papa Pump, and he would have a rough time with it in the beginning, in the early days of that character. Hollywood Scott Steiner. Oh my God. I mean, if you could dig these up, like on the actual Nitro replays on the network, Hogan has the new Big Papa Pump on like a Hollywood movie set. And he's like, yeah, man, this is the new guy. It's Hollywood Scott Steiner. And Scott Steiner's all meek and like, yeah, yeah, I'm a bad guy. you should really find these. It's hilarious considering who Big Papa Pump came to be. The big wild trash talking swearing guy. He was so meek at the time, but hey, baby steps. But yeah, Scott Steiner absolutely looking like a monster here. I mean, it's sad that they would have to break up the team because they were freaking awesome here. And Booker T and Stevie Ray always they always had to like defend themselves in the ring against any opponent. They were never they can never look weak, but they could back it up for sure. So just another hard hitting matchup and another fun one to watch here.
Yeah, I loved back in the day when the Spinner Rooney didn't have a name. Like he would just do it, and then he hit you with that crescent kick out of nowhere. Yeah. He did that. Yep. I think he did it to Rick Clean, and oh my God, it was just lovely. But then when he had the name, after that,
there was no playing. There was no playing it up. There was no anything. It was just he did it, and then he laid you out with that kick, and that was pretty much it.
Flush.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So all right, so let's get to the finish of the match. So, like I said, this is the number one contendership match. So whoever wins this match will go face the outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. So we get Virgil running down to the ring, looking confused as ever. Scott's looking at him, and Booker's laid out on the ground, and Virgil just drops the elbow on Booker T. And then they disqualify. And the Steiners beat Virgil's ass. Oh my God.
And the Steiners proceeded to whoop his ass. Yeah.
And don't forget, Vincent is head of security for the NWO.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get to see the follow-up. I mean, unless you did watch Nitro the next night. But you can see, after Vincent interfered, he's doing the Black Power to Harlem Heat. So I did it. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Nah, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, Steve Ray just like Booker T, like, whatever. And then the
Steve Ray looked pissed.
Yeah,
very.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't know why they did it. What storyline they eventually used to cover it up with. But yeah, I thought I saw that in the background. You blink, you missed it. For the culture from Vincent.
So the NWO is picking and choosing who they want to deal with.
Yep, pretty much.
Because I believe the next pay-per-view after this was Bash at the Beach.
I think so.
It had to be. So
yeah, they were promoting that. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Great PlayStation 1 graphics.
Oh yeah.
Those graphics were top notch, dude. They were top notch.
They still are.
But
they actually have a
Made me want to go to the beach.
Not with sharks in it. Now, if they made a tank top with the Bash of the Beach logo in front and like nothing, you could have nothing on the back, that would be a hot selling tank top, in my opinion. But the best that the WWE Shop Zone has done is put the logo on the back and like a tiny one up front. I'm like, who the hell's gonna buy that? You want to see the cool logo? You're gonna have to look at my face too. My eyes are up here.
Yes, we hungry. Oh man,
that shirt. Now I'll put their asses in the seats.
That's it. Well, this match had everybody going to the bathroom. Our next one, we have Konnan taking on Hugh Morris. I'm like, what the hell? And
So
this match has some time too.
So the first thing I've noted with this match, it says should have been the starting match.
No.
Get it out of the fucking way. That match was terrible. Like I was literally like, I was like, we just had two great matches. Like they were technical, almost technical masterpieces. Beautiful spots here and there, and then we have bumbling, stumbling, rumbling Konnan and Hugh Morris.
So
And
basically, this is your, usually you have a match in between like two hot matches. You gotta like calm it down a little bit, like Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania, which we ain't gonna talk about again. but but the fact that this match just went so damn long, it was ridiculous. And then when I see Hugh Morris come out, he had that ugly ass jacket on. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. And I think he was the fan favorite for the match.
I mean,
the crowd was so dead. Who knows?
I'll put some storyline behind it. It's a battle of two longtime members of the Dungeon of Doom.
Wait, hold on. K-Dog's in the Dungeon of Doom?
Yeah, he was originally in the Dungeon of Doom, yeah.
Wait, hold on. You got to fill me in. All right, strap
I
facts.
don't
Now it's
remember
time.
that.
So after he was like the big luchador, he had the singlet with the shorts. He was like the belt collector as well.
Yeah.
What, he went to Dungeon of Doom after that?
Yeah, became a cholo. He became the Mexican gangster Konnan, and he was a member of the Dungeon of Doom.
So this Dungeon of Doom, it had Barbarian, Meng, Konnan.
Yeah, the Faces of Fear, Hugh Morris, the Taskmaster, the Giant, the Shark.
Wait, the Giant was still in the.
I mean,
Doom at this time?
throughout, time.
Oh yeah.
He's talking about throughout the history.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm talking about like who was in Conan's Dungeon of Doom.
No, I mean, in that, yeah, like we should Google this right now.
I'll look it up right now.
But yeah, I mean, they're still in existence. They're still around. I mean, I don't know what the status of the Dungeon of Doom at this point in time was. But yeah, Hugh Morris and K-Dog and I think Bubba Rogers at a certain point, the Shark John Tenta, but everyone that was in the Dungeon of Doom left the Dungeon of Doom, so, and the Dungeon of Doom has been around since like mid 1995.
Damn, they were 96 to 97.
Yeah, so we're at mid 97 now, and I mean, the Dungeon of Doom definitely changed from what they originally were. Kind of like the Judgment Day. They were some kind of wannabe supernatural force in the beginning, but now they're just, up until everyone got hurt, they were a top faction in WWE. Dungeon of Doom never was a top faction in WCW, except for their peak was probably that triple cage at Uncensored in '96. Man,
Faces of Fear. Wait, Dungeon of Doom. Was it
Faces of Fear?
Was it Brutus Beefcake a part of that too?
Yeah, he was
Zodiac.
He was Zodiac.
Yeah. All right, so
they were created to do something to Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
So I'm looking at Konnan's Wikipedia right now. It says several months after losing the United States Championship, Konnan became a villain and joined the Dungeon of Doom. However, the gimmick was already on his way out, according to Kevin Sullivan, and Konnan didn't fit the Dungeon of Doom. He was forced into it.
Yeah. I think Whoopi Goldberg calls that rape. Yeah, go ahead.
And then he joined the NWO in July 14th, 1997. So literally a month later, he joined the NWO.
He was in NWO. Talk about temporary memberships.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
man. But anyways, the finish of the match, we got Hugh Morris going for the, what was his moonsault?
No laughing matter.
No laughing matter. Well, he gets knocked out. Tequila Sunrise. Konnan with the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. You had a long unnecessary match, and you had a long unnecessary distraction looking up Konnan's membership in the Dungeon of Doom.
And then And then he had the nerve to botch the finisher on top of that before yeah.
Yep. So this is June of 1997. So we get Mean Gene interviewing Public Enemy.
Oh my god.
That's the same thing I said. I was like, wait a minute. Like they was in there in 1997.
Yo, I literally saw that. I was like, I didn't realize they had left ECW so early. I was like, I didn't realize that they had left that early.
Oh, they left a long time ago.
It made sense because, well, not that they're being back in WCW, but I remember they were in WCW, 94, 95, and they had the opportunity. I think they had the tag titles, I want to say, because they say they won the tag team titles. Because I remember back in the day, they did fight the Nasty Boys. And, it was one of them street fights. They have a street fight name.
I can trace them back to early 1996. So that's as far as I can bring them back. And like I said, at that time, I mean, I liked them. I thought they were cool. You know, they came out with the tables and all that stuff. And I mean, they were kind of corny, very corny, but I thought they were cool. You know, but seeing them now, seeing them as they are right now, it's kind of very cringe, Johnny cringe, as it were.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
And
I used to like that stuff.
And very offbeat.
Lottie dotty dotty. We likes the potty. Potty.
That's how it was back in the 90s.
Yeah. Sure.
You had you know, I ain't trying to bring race to it, but you had the white dudes that try to dress black and hip hop and long hair. It's like yo yo yo, yo 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 baby yo, like Uncle Phil.
Yeah. Yo, here we going around saying yo baby yo. Too many yo's, Uncle Phil. Break out, Lucille.
Well, since we still talking about the 90s,
why did I literally watch that clip 5 minutes before I came on this podcast?
Now it's on all your algorithms.
Jeffrey, break out Lucille.
So when I was making the hashtags for last week's ECW One Night Stand show, John said Randy Dandy. That shit popped right over my fucking feed. I'm like, what the fuck is Randy Dandy?
Don't know.
Something you said, it popped up.
Randy Pee Wee Anderson.
Good job, John. Good job.
Exactly.
Phil, come in.
All right, so our next match, we have Wrath. You know who Wrath is?
Yes.
Adam Bomb.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Taking on the fake Sub-Zero, known as Glacier. And
I appreciate the helmet though, because the helmet is what Karrion Kross was supposed to be in WWE.
Oh Jesus. Now, you know, we all have those moments when, you know, we as fans are watching wrestling and someone else walks into the ring. Someone else walks into the room, excuse me, and you're like, this is what you watch? So Nita happened to come in and join me on this particular matchup. So what the fuck is going on? Why is this guy dressed like Mortal Kombat? I'm like, listen, it was a thing back then, okay? Holy smokes.
And I even noted the fact that this was post Mortal Kombat controversy, because remember, he wore a Sub-Zero suit when he first came into the WCW.
I was into it, man. I liked it. You know, this was still new at the time.
Yeah, but if they would have did this maybe 2 years beforehand, back in like 95, this would have been dope with these characters. They have Mortis outside looking like Reptile.
Right.
Handcuffed to the ring. You got Wrath looking like
Shao
Kahn and whatnot. Yeah, Shao Kahn and whatnot. So yeah. It's just crazy. Like, okay. 2 years before then. Okay, you're trying to go to like the realness right now. You're trying to go to that cool era. You got the guys using their real name. You got Kevin Nash. You got Scott Hall.
It really did not fit on the show. And you know what? This is how committed Eric Bischoff is to Ninja Star Wars. He was going to sell it with these guys now. He's going to call it James Vandenberg's Star Wars. And that guy did not look like Jim Mitchell.
Good
That dude
old,
plays the same
good old Father
character.
James Mitchell.
Father James Mitchell. He had hair.
Yep.
Well, somewhat.
Yep.
He looked like. Anyway, never mind.
And then this
Go ahead.
episode, he must have been Shang Tsung.
Basically.
It's pretty much all that was left. The guy that just stands around, doesn't fight.
Man, this match.
I didn't care about this match. I didn't care about Konnan and Hugh Morrus. But BDC, you want to tell the people about this match? What's your note say?
It took forever.
Yes.
So let's see. What did I note? Mortis handcuffed to turnbuckle at the start of the match. That's going to be a clusterfuck. See where Karrion Kross got his mask from. Already noted that. Glacier post Mortal Kombat controversy, of course. Father James Mitchell, better than James Vandenberg. Steady theme of dramatic slowdowns in the middle of matches, because it just seemed like that match hit a point where it just slowed down for 2 minutes because the dude was just rather just walking around the ring instead of actually doing anything. And finally, my personal favorite is Nick Patrick allowed for Vandenberg to get in his pants to take his key. Like,
Yeah, he
what?
did.
What?
Yeah, he did.
I know wrestling is a work, but there was no key in that pocket. They pretended. They're like, "Oh, I got the key. I got the key." He's like, "You don't have shit. You don't have anything."
And then after he gets the key, Nick Patrick, instead of, I don't know, throwing him out or ending the match, was like, "Oh, okay," and then counts to 3. I'm like, "Wow, this is gonna go nowhere fast." Now, don't get me wrong, the beatdown that Glacier took at the end of the match, that was top notch. That was a top notch beatdown. However, everything getting to that point, never. Nah.
So the finish of the match was Mortis, who was handcuffed. He throws a chain that he had tucked in his pants into the ring. Glacier intercepts it. He hits Wrath with it, and then I think he hit him with a spin kick.
Yeah, he hit him with his chronic kick. All of this was happening while Nick Patrick was getting played with in his pants.
1, 2, 3.
And then
Glacier
the beatdown
is your
began.
winner. Yes.
Yep.
And then you're sitting there like this, like wow, this dude get the handcuffs taken off of him, and then just beat him down. Oh Lord. All
of that for his helmet that he did not get back.
Oh, was it?
Because he was fighting. He was fighting for his helmet back. If you watch the match, Vandenberg Mitchell had it in his arm. He was cradling it in his arm. So Glacier's helmet, he was fighting for that back, and he didn't get the helmet back, but he got domed something serious.
Why did Glacier, the babyface, have to cheat to win? Come on now.
It was handicap.
It was.
No, it wasn't handicap, but
look, sometimes
he was outnumbered. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, he was outnumbered, and yeah.
Well,
is it really cheating if that cheat was supposed to go against you?
Right.
Well, if you get caught, isn't that right, Monsoon?
And he didn't get caught. That's for damn sure.
Man, Nick Patrick is the worst referee. Yes.
Yeah,
he is. So what happened to Glacier? Like, how was his the rest of his run in WCW?
Well, his blood ran cold, and he just kept going, and he would turn. He would morph into a Coach Buzz something or other character by the time WCW were folded. I mean, obviously the plans for Glacier as a top superstar never came to be. Ray Lloyd, the guy behind Glacier, not a power plant guy, not much, a nice guy, but not much of anything. And I think he would just be a trainer on the indie scene, and he would make a tremendous appearance at Joey Janela's Party Bash, one of those pay-per-view shows many years later. It was so cool because he got to do the Glacier music and all that shit. It was fun. Excuse me.
Are you gonna say he was in Cody's corner? Was it Double or Nothing? when he
was he? Yeah.
fought his brother or
So-
something like that. I think we fought Dustin maybe.
Yeah.
That's
But,
when DDP was there and all that.
With Glacier, no action figure, because if you wanted one, just buy the Sub-Zero figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I still enjoy, as a kid, I still enjoyed whenever he came out. I did like the entrance still, knowing it was a knockoff still.
Right.
But no, he never amounted to much, even though he was hyped extremely heavily in 1996.
Yep.
Did you play with him in WCW nWo Revenge and
If I only
64?
had the system.
You never
No, I
played
never,
it?
I never had a N64 or a Super Nintendo growing up, so I missed
That's
out on a lot of
disappointing.
stuff. You
wanna
telling
come
me?
over?
Yeah.
Come play?
People,
the
people are
point of
like,
this-
No Mercy is the greatest wrestling game in history. Great, I've
Well,
never played it.
Never played it.
False.
Yeah, or even the WCW games at the time. Revenge or versus the World or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WCW versus the World was sweet.
WCW nWo Revenge. That was my favorite wrestling game.
Yeah.
For the 64. Yes, WrestleMania and No Mercy were the same thing, but I don't know. It was just something about that WCW roster.
Yeah. Did you? I've come to notice that wrestling games on the Nintendo 64 were really, really good, regardless of what company they came
were.
through. Like Nintendo, something about Nintendo 64, those games were really good.
Just like I was saying last week, I used to love that ECW Hardcore Revolution game because
Yeah.
I think Acclaim made that game, and they was the same thing as WWF Attitude and WWF
Yeah.
Warzone. Yeah.
Yep.
You got a button mash like a mother lover just
I
to
think-
do a finisher.
Yeah, I think at that point, I think that was when they had moved to THQ
Yep.
and Acclaim went in and took on ECW.
Yep.
I jumped in during the first PS1 SmackDown series, so since that point, I was a SmackDown series guy up until probably 2011. And
See,
and then it went to PS3, and I wasn't part of it at that time.
See, I wasn't a fan of the PS1. 'Cause I was still on the 64.
Mhm.
PS2
So-
though.
Oh yeah,
PS2, I was all over that joint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when PS2, like
Here comes the pain.
I had PS2. Here comes the pain and
Here
all
comes
that
the
stuff
pain.
like that.
Yep.
But I wanted to play WWF or E Raw. I wanted to play, so my man Paul, he had the Xbox, so I had to go play that and see what that's like. This just sucks. I'm going back to my PS2. Like,
The PlayStation 2, the greatest system in video games.
That ever lived.
is it a 2 or a 3?
2.
Two.
Good lord.
It's been a minute. It's been
Yeah, three.
been too long.
Three never got the love that 2 or 1. The 3 just never got that love because when it came out, it was so expensive that it just immediately turned people off. By the time people really got into it, it was already starting to be passed by. Because that was when the Xbox and all those iterations were really coming strong at that point.
You can stop counting after PS2.
Matter of fact, I had the Sega Dreamcast. I had the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah,
I had that. Yeah.
I had
That
that at
Dreamcast
the Crystal
was-
Mall Arcade.
Yes, that's why I got it.
system, boy.
Dreamcast, yo, that was one the
Dreamcast
old,
was a special system.
the old Sonic games and
Yeah.
NBA 2K with Iverson on the cover. It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
You remember that game called The Grid? No,
No.
that was at the Crystal Mall Arcade also. We played the shit out of that one.
Yeah,
My
I will.
shit-
And then it disappeared, and you never heard anything about it. And then years later, of course, they bring all these classic arcade games back to festivals and conventions. And I'm like, oh my God, there it is. It's The Grid.
My shit was Crazy Taxi. That was my shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That shit was dope.
I will shed the shame of saying that I owned a Jaguar once with the telephone keypad remote
God.
controller.
You BDC, you don't have
owned
any
it.
idea.
I owned it for like a month, huh?
I've gone to a retro gaming convention a time or two, and they have these auctions, these live auctions, and you never know what's going to happen because it's a live auction. You can win something for $20 that's worth $2,000. This guy, for instance, he had like a complete Nintendo Entertainment System, complete. You know, they opened the box to show you that it was actually in there. You know, and this guy's probably like, I've held on to this for nearly 30 years. It's gonna get boku bucks. It did not.
75.
Because no one bid on it. Because everyone who's
75.
there probably already has one. I forget exactly, but it was not what you would expect. It's like, dude, I've had this for 30 years and it got like.
Please tell me he had the right to first refusal.
I know, right? But that, but going back to the Jaguar thing, I'm like, if I could get that for $200, I'd buy it brand new. Brand new Jaguar in the box, just like the same thing. Brand new Jaguar in the box. We're just gonna open it to show you that it's in there. I'm like, I might get that for $200.
Yeah, trust me, you won't have to go that high.
I'm just saying.
You won't have to go that high.
You know what else I found? The Ninja Turtles sewer playset. Some guy was just selling it. I was with my buddy. I was like, man, I've always wanted that thing, And he's like, why don't you ask how much it is? I'm like, I don't want to ask. You ask for me. So he goes, ask. I was like, hey, man, how much? You know how it's always better to do something for someone else than for you to do it for yourself. He's like, hey, man, how much is that? It's like, no, 300. I'm like, keep your stupid sewer set.
That was a liar.
Whole ass liar.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, Great American Bash,
Anyways,
1997.
Great American Bash. Yep. All right.
Yep.
So our next match is career versus title. We have Madusa taking on John. I'm gonna butcher the name. Akira Hokuto.
Nope, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
With Sonny Ono.
What's my dad doing up there?
So it's funny. I know we were talking about the match last week, and I said I'd never seen a women's championship in WCW. Well, they had one. It was clearly there. It's pretty dope. It's crazy because they got that same belt in 2K.
Mickey J is watching you touch yourself.
Oh Lord. And that's a nice looking title.
Yeah.
It's in 2K. I thought it was fake, but nah. It definitely was real.
Yeah, we'll say that the first thing I noticed when I looked at this match was, what exactly is Akira Hokuto inhaling? She has a mask on. It's got that tube, and that tube goes straight to her shoulder. What is she inhaling?
Who knows?
Goes to her voice box that helps her breathe.
Maybe she's Bane undercover.
Seriously.
But
y'all remember this comic book called Generation X?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, there's a character there. I think his name is Husk. Actually, that's incorrect. No, his name is Chamber. There's a character named Husk in there. Has the same thing like that. A gimmick. An apparatus to help them breathe. But why is Akira Hokuto wearing it? No idea. Maybe she got the idea from Big Van Vader with a cool mask idea. They love masks.
Yeah, his mask is still. I still see his mask is still one of the tops ever to me.
Yeah,
that helmet is the shit. No offense or buts about it.
I would buy that. That'd be dope.
Yep.
So this match, career versus title.
Yep.
We need some follow up on this one.
Who was what females was on the WCW roster? Because I feel like they didn't have nobody. Where's Miss Jackie at? Besides, they had probably Nancy Sullivan or Benoit, Kimberly Page, and
they had the
number one contender, the Nitro Girls,
and Liz.
They had the Nitro Girls and Elizabeth. I don't think Gorgeous George was there yet. Deborah was there. Clearly, Deborah was there. But
all valets.
Yeah, they didn't have much in the way of actual wrestlers, which is why half of the Nitro Girls became wrestlers.
Yeah.
So they didn't have none.
So just like the WWFE, they brought talent in for Madusa, Alundra Blaze to fight.
Yep.
That was it.
And they had a feud that ran for a while, and it culminated in this title versus career match.
All right. Well, this chick, Akira, Hokuto, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She beat the hell out of Madusa like she owed her money. She ragdolled her. She was choking her around. Oh my God.
And I was gonna say the cameraman was paid extra for these shots. They were.
What is Mickey J doing in that photo? What is he doing in that photo?
Mommy.
Why? Why? Why?
That was literally my notes after I said she was getting ragdoll that Medusa's ready to pop out. But yeah. I
will say that when she got her knee hurt,
oh my goodness,
she sold that like a mother effing champ.
What?
She sold it. She
did.
Every time she tried to get up, it was like no matter what she did, she kept it in her mind. Oh, my left leg is hurt. She kept and rest of the match, it was never a point where you looked at her, it was like, oh yeah, she's feeling it now. She's getting even when she was feeling it, she was still limping hard off of that leg.
Yeah.
She sold that like a champ.
That's funny. That's literally on my notes. She was selling
she sold that knee injury like a champ.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, maybe she want to get the comeback and fire up and get the win. Nope. She hit it with that brain buster and she won the match.
And it was over.
I was like, wait, what? And then after that, she started biting her in the leg.
Like,
like, what is going on?
Yeah. Now, I have it in my notes. Mean Gene interviewed Madusa after the match, and he was a douche.
yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was like, Madusa, I see that you're hurting all, but how do you feel? You're out of a job. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, bro.
Mean Gene is a very chauvinistic guy. I recorded this.
Was a douche.
So I forget what pay-per-view show it was exactly, but Sensational Sherry was going off her rocker. She was going, and Mean Gene's like, Sherry, calm down. Damn it, woman, calm down. It was the funniest fucking thing ever. Damn it, calm down. Oh my God. As he lit a cigarette. I better have it somewhere. I'll have to hear it.
Oh man. Terrible. It's probably in the beginning when she when I think it was like the Flair and Hogan thing and had Mr. T and Shaq there and all that. She's trying to climb through the cage and all that. I think it was that time. Because she was going crazy. One of her moments.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
One of her less sane moments. Yeah.
But, no, this is one of the matches where I want some follow up. What the hell happened to? I know she, she came back later, but what happened to her immediately? What's her storyline? Where did she go? Did they follow up on? Did they just drop it? I don't know. This would stump me. I don't know.
I was going to ask you. That was my next question. So.
Well, I mean, I know I saw clips after the fact where she actually was I think she was on the next show to discuss her next steps. I don't know if it went any further than that. I will say that it did make me kind of laugh, the fact that they kept doing pop-ups on her to see how she was holding up after retirement. They were checking her knee and stuff in between matches. I'm like, she's retired. What do you care? It's like at this point, what do you care? They're like, we're checking on Madusa. Her knee really looks hurt. Well, I mean, what is she going to do? She may have to have surgery while she's retired. Who cares? It's like, what? What are we doing right now? Why are we even bothering?
Well, I'm looking at her Wikipedia right now. It says that she just took 2 years off and returned back in April of 1999 to be with Team Madness. That's all it says. 2-year hiatus.
Okay, dokie then.
Oh, all right.
Well, when they're retired, don't stay retired, of course. That's professional wrestling.
Maybe her husband got out of the military for a couple of years, and then when he went back, she went back. I mean, she has a documentary on the Peacock on the network, and it's a very good one. It's a very, very nice documentary. So it's one of the ones you never heard about. Kind of like that one, Adrian Street,
Yeah, the
And,
Trailblazer one you talking about?
Yeah, Trailblazer, and Pat Patterson has one. So it's just one of the ones they released, but they didn't promote, and it's on there. It's like I said, it's a nice one. 'Cause sometimes these superstars get these profiles, and it makes you a fan of them personally, and it was effective. It worked for me. If I saw her making a public appearance or something, it's like I'd be like, oh yeah, fucking Madusa, Alundra Blaze. Yeah, I'd love to go say hello. So
I'll take a note. Add to the interview list.
I bet Alundra Blaze would be a joy compared to some folks on that list.
Yeah.
Is there a mosquito in there?
Oh man! All right, so our next match is a death match between Meng and the crippler Chris Benoit. Meng is still down with the face of the fear, the Dungeon of Doom.
Which immediately when I saw that it was a match between Benoit and Meng and it was a death match, I immediately hit the side eye, not because I didn't think it was going to be a great match, but associating anything death related to Chris Benoit, immediate side eye.
Oh yeah. That's why I was saying last week. Like, hey, I can't help if I got punchlines. It is what it is.
Sometimes the jokes they just write themselves.
Yeah, seriously. But all right, so everybody know a death match is supposed to be violent. Yeah, that too. Like violent,
sure,
like
violent,
maybe
right.
use some weapons, maybe a little bit of bloodshed.
Right. There was none of that.
No.
Yeah.
So I was confused because at some point during the match, it looked like that Nick Patrick was getting ready to count. Who was it? Meng out, something like that. You trying to like catch his breath, like they outside the ring. I'm like, wait, my man's standing on his feet. Why are you counting for it?
Look, I was confused when Meng grabbed the rope and he actually gave him a 5 count. I was like, wait, this is a death match. What are we doing here? It's like, what are we doing here? Why are you breaking the hold because he grabbed the ropes? This is a death match, as in we need to see somebody choke the hell out.
Hold that shit up. That's basically it. But yeah. So the match kicked off. They lined each other with chops and punches, and Benoit finally put Meng in the crippler crossface, and this dude powered out like nothing.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. And I'm just confused. Like, they had Meng in the crossface, and he's just trying to reach for the rope to break the hole. I'm like, wait, like no, like this is sinking in.
And he did that, and he did that a couple of times, but then finally, it was what it was.
Third time was a charm. Chris Benoit beat Meng with the crossface. Meng is out cold.
Yeah, Meng is out cold, and I think they did a really good. The one thing I will say is they did a really good job of making them both look very worthy of a death match.
Yeah.
Like Meng was straight up impossible. Chris Benoit was straight up ferocious and tenacious the entire match. Like he never slowed down.
Yep.
He never slowed down.
Did you hear what Bobby the Brain Heenan said?
I probably missed it.
He has his hands over his nose and his mouth. He probably smothered him to death.
And this is why I caught the side eye.
Yeah. But so like I said, it was a good fight. I was just like thrown off with the stipulation. But the funniest thing, Mean Gene again. Oh my God, Meng just fell off the gurney.
And he turned to he's like, look over there, and Meng is laying on the ground. I was like, what happened?
Yo, that was just too damn funny.
But yeah, I think they aside from that crazy, they did a really good job, like I said, because I mean, Meng was out like a light, but Chris Benoit left on a stretcher himself with a neck brace on. So it really looked like they just like battled it all out and left it all out in the ring, which was a good thing. It really was. It did them both favors as far as showing how tough they both are.
Oh, so I had this in my notes, John. Before you give your thoughts about this, why didn't Meng be like the head of security for the NWO? I'd rather have him. You know how badass he is. He don't need to talk. So what?
The NWO would be untouchable if he was.
Well, Meng already did the bodyguard role when he first came into WCW back in the
95
mid-90s. Yeah, for why he could just resume that role, but I don't know. He was in the tag team with the Barbarian, and that was it. It was the Faces of Fear.
It's crazy how the Faces of Fear, two badass tag teams in the early 90s, they beating everybody up. It was believable. Next thing the NWO happens, and them dudes getting jobbed out.
Yeah. They were literally the APA before the APA were the APA. Yep.
Oh man.
Oh, I have a note. Note. So there was a sign right at the beginning of the match, a very interesting sign. It was vote a very young guy by the name of Jeremy Barash for the Marconi Award in 1997.
Really?
Yeah, that Jeremy Barash. Someone literally had a sign up that said, vote Jeremy Barash, Marconi 2007 or 1997.
Wow.
I looked it up. I actually looked it up when I saw that. I was like, nah, this can't be the same dude. But it was. Jeremy Barash, TNA's Jeremy Barash, yeah. He actually was nominated for this award in 1996, and they were trying to get him to win in 1997 and had that sign at a wrestling event when at the time he wasn't involved in wrestling at all. He was the Marconi Award. MARCONI.
I see it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. He literally was nominated. He was the youngest guy to ever be nominated for that award. And I think he was nominated for Small Town Personality in 1996. Didn't win, but he was nominated, and they wanted him to get nominated again in 97. And the irony of the fact that he would later end up in the very sport that this sign showed up in several years prior to him going to TNA in 2002.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't peep that. But, yeah, it's legit. On Google. All right, so far, what do you guys think about the show so far?
So, I thought it was good aside from the dead weight match.
Which one?
Hugh Morrus and Konnan. Don't worry, the next match is another dead weight match, but we're talking about Konnan and Hugh Morrus at this point.
You don't think Glacier and Wrath was dead weight?
Compared to Konnan and Hugh Morrus, no.
All right.
Compared to the next match we discussed, hell no.
All right. Well, our next match, we have Steve Manga McMichael with Deborah McMichael taking on Kevin Green. So,
yep.
Mongo used to play for the Chicago Bears. Kevin Green used to play for the Carolina Panthers. And you would think Chicago, they would be hyped, or Moline, Illinois, would be hyped up for Steve McMichael. No,
not at all.
No, they didn't care.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
I mean, yeah.
This dude Kevin Green, he came sprinting down to the ring, and
he's the Logan Paul of his time.
Oh my God, no, he wasn't. Ain't no way in the world.
Manga Shay.
I mean, we often joke about how we even talked about Mortal Kombat earlier in this episode, talking about how Glacier and Mortis were rocking Mortal Kombat outfits straight from the, and pretty much look like each other. Well, the seamstress involved with this match was like, let's just go ahead and just take his tights, turn them blue, add a little black, and add a 91 to him, and we'll just call it a day.
I was thinking that. It'd been funny if he came out with a Letterman. That's Carolina Letterman. Carolina. Like,
that said Panthers on it. Like,
man.
that would have been the only thing that would have made it that much funnier. So as soon as I looked, that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, wow, they really stretched to come up with his gear for this match. They really stretched hard.
I guess you're right. He is no Logan Paul.
Oh my goodness! I was cracking up though when Mongo was trying to beat up Kevin Green in front of his mom, or his, I think it was his mom, I'm assuming, and the mom or whoever it was swung the purse and hit Mongo with it. Yeah, Mongo was overselling this match.
Yeah, I mean, I will say he, you watched Major League 2 when it was like he's over the century, this guy, but it has several foul tips. Yeah. So for all the crap that he has in this match, he does have a really nice drop kick where he kicked Kevin Green in the face. Oh, he has a really nice drop kick. Aside from all the other crap, he had a really nice drop kick. And Kevin Green, for his part, he sold everything he took well too. I know. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right. So he got the selling part down. The moves, though, but then again, you're in the ring with Mongo. You don't have to be a real technician to hang with Mongo in this match.
It's sad to see how these guys ended up.
Yeah,
Mongo going through his ALS and Kevin Green no longer here.
Right. Yeah.
Terrible, but. The finish of the match, we see Jeff Jarrett come out with the Halliburton briefcase. It looked like he's about to go hit Kevin Green, but Kevin Green ducked and hit Mongo. And
he ducked. He pulled Mongo with him. Now, Now, the hilarity to that was Jeff Jarrett brought a Halliburton case to a match where there was a Halliburton case underneath the right there in the corner. Like we just got those hanging around these days, huh?
Never have enough.
Bank right there.
Yep.
But if you really think about it, this matchup was 1 year in the making. Because it was 1 year ago, the previous year's Great American Bash, where Mongo sold out and took the money from the Four Horsemen to turn on Lean Mean Kevin Green.
Yep.
I remember they had those. Macho Man was the coach, and he was training both Kevin Green and Mongo, and like Kevin Green was snacking on the Slim Jim, but the kippered version. You ever seen that one?
Nope.
No. It's like if someone took a Slim Jim, like a regular Slim Jim, chewed it up, spit it out, and then they sealed it, and then they said, "Here, it's already chewed. You can have it." I don't know if they still make that. I don't know if they still make it, but that's what Kevin Green was eating, and I bought it one time, and I was like, "This is gross." This sucks.
Why would you buy that?
Because Kevin Green did it.
It was on WCW.
It was on WCW, baby.
Nope.
But this match was a 1 year in the making payoff. So WCW sticks to their storylines.
Yeah, I mean, that's about how long it took for Kevin Green to actually initiate that 3-point stance, whatever it was he was trying to do. I'm looking at him like, he's in a 3-point stance. And I'm like, okay, when is he getting out of the 3-point stance? Like, this dude's been in this for a while. And then he takes off, and Mongo's like, oh, look, I guess he's running at me, and moves out of the way. Like, you could have did that 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yes, it was.
But he had a good drop kick.
Yeah, I give him that. Hey, for him not being a wrestler, he was okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell he did. You could tell he wasn't putting time into his craft, though. Yeah. You could definitely tell that.
Come on, he's one of the greatest United States champions of all time. right up there with Harley Race and Carlito and Andrade.
That's cool.
Did you say Harley Race?
I sure did. There
What's
it
on
is.
your shirt?
Well, that's Harley Race.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's doing a Stone Cold gimmick. Uh-oh. Horseman style.
Horseman style, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Ragtag.
Our next match, the fans, they lit up when they heard the music. We have the Outsiders of Hall and Nash with 6 taking on the 13-time world champion at this time, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and Roddy Piper.
The ICON.
Yes, the icon. You know what, man? These dudes, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, man, they were just too cool for school. They were just having fun. So the match started off with Scott Hall and Ric Flair. Scott Hall take the toothpick, wow, flicking in Flair's face. Flair, bang, punch, chop. And then he do one of them little Flair struts, the little hump in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when Scott Hall threw Rick over, did like the over the rope top, the flip he does.
Yeah.
And then
Nash
he usually
kicked
runs
him in
out
the
of
face.
the end. Oh my god, I lost it. That was clean. Yeah, my man was out. He was out. He was out like in Ric Flair's last match.
Yeah, that was. I think that was done that was perfect because I saw him go over and I'm just like, oh, he gonna run. Oh, he's not running no more. He's not running no more.
He was laid out.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is for your tag titles, those mini tag titles, which I did not like. I didn't like these titles because maybe the guys' paws were just too big for these titles. I used to like the old WCW 90s titles, which was dope, but
yeah. I think WCW had a problem at the time where they had the big gold, and they wanted to emphasize the big gold so much that they shrunk all the remaining titles that were there.
The United States was a decent title, decent size.
Yeah, they like it. To me, it just seemed like when I looked at the tag team titles, I was like, yeah.
Those are
especially
tiny.
but I mean especially the way Scott Hall was holding it was like, okay, yeah, it looks small in comparison, but then again, Hall ain't a small guy neither, so that could be a part of it too. But but compared to Big Gold, the rest of the titles were small.
Yeah, the TV title.
Yeah, the rest of
Cruiserweight
them
for
small.
sure. Yeah. No, you're right. But
And,
it's crazy. At this time, seeing Ric Flair and Roddy Piper teaming up.
Yeah, as many wars as they had against each other, right?
Yeah.
And
expect this.
So my one note that I have is Flair didn't want that work anymore. Use 6 as an excuse.
Oh man!
I was like, why isn't he coming back?
It's like, he not coming back. He ain't no coming back. He was out.
Yeah, Piper had to do everything this whole match. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Flair didn't want that smoke.
I don't know that. Now I'm getting punched by Scott Hall.
All I could think about was the Survivor Series 1992, where 2 of those guys were tag team partners, pal. So Ric Flair is going crazy cutting this promo on like Superstars or Survivor Series. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Then he's like, isn't that right, Razor? Hey, man. And then Razor has to do his promo. It's like, that's just how they did promos in that time. It's like, isn't that right, big man? And then the Tomahawk. Well, so corny. That was the style, baby. That was a style.
Yes, it was, baby.
Isn't that right, Dom?
Yes, it was, baby. Well, Ric Flair, he got into it with Sean Waltman because he keep interfering, and then he punched him, and Sean Waltman sold the hell out of that punch. It kind of reminded me of WrestleMania 31 when Sean Waltman sold that punch from Hulk Hogan too in the aisleway. Same thing. Yeah. He went flying.
I'll be inducted with you in a couple of years, brother.
But yeah, so Flair leaves his partner, and now you got Roddy Piper and you got the Outsiders. And Piper, he has heart. Everybody knows that. This man, like, you literally have to kill him to get ahead.
And they sure did try.
Yeah, they tried, but look at this. Scott was drunk. Had him in the sleeper. Almost had him. But the finish of the match, we see Scott Hall with the Outsider's Edge.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Hall and Nash is still your tag team champions. I enjoyed it because it picked things up. Like, the crowd was hyped for this match right here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yes. So before we get into the main event, BDC's headline said, "Where was the World Heavyweight Championship? Why was it not defended?"
Yes.
Where was Hogan?
Hogan liked to take periodic time off.
Was he on Thunder in Paradise again?
Nah, I think that shit was canceled by then.
I like that shit.
But, you know, Hogan would do that from time to time, and some of it would be political maneuvering. Some of it would be he only had a certain amount of pay-per-views he had to do every year. So he decided to take certain ones off, but it felt, you know, and we're talking, you know, there's talk about this on the new Vice series, Who Really Killed WCW. But the only one that mattered that Hogan was not on was Sold Out 98 with a headline by Ric Flair and Bret Hart. Did a surprisingly good pay-per-view buy rate number without the Hulkster on the show. This pay-per-view, the Great American Bash 97, is kind of weird, right? It's like, hey, this is Macho Man's pay-per-view. Let him get the full pay-per-view paycheck. But it was, I mean, we did have those 2 or 3 duds earlier in the card. But this show, up until the NWO came out, it was severely lacked that certain star power. Where the hell's the Giant? Luger? Where's
Sting?
Where are those guys? Sting is still not wrestling, but, you know, there's some severe lack of star power on this show.
Did Goldberg exist at this time?
Goldberg was not a thing yet. No. He was
Okay.
not.
Okay.
So, what about?
Well, the world was calling for Sting during the pay-per-view, but he never showed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, all that combined together helped, you know, make DDP a bigger superstar. Actually, I mean, it was main evented by DDP and Macho Man, and DDP was still an unproven draw at the time, but Macho Man, of course, is a legendary performer. So here's his chance to be on the main stage, and what a main event it was. Dom.
Yes. So your main events, we have, you know, it's a big fight when you have Michael Buffer out there.
Well, I just
Finger poking doom.
on my own time. Yes, I watch wrestling on my own time. I was watching a Clash of the Champions from 1993, and there's Michael Buffer announcing for the television championship, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. So there you go.
I'm assuming that was
the main event time.
Oh, there you go.
Is the master of the pile driver, Mr. Wonderful.
Question.
Paul Orndorff.
Question, Strap. So I was looking through the Great American Bash on Peacock. How come there's no 93 and 94? Do you know?
They just didn't have one then. They had a different pay-per-view called Beach Blast to before there was Bash of the Beach. So you know, pay-per-views were not monthly at the time. You know, they were as they were. So they had Beach Blast or Capital Carnage at the time to take over those shows.
So they stopped. So they had what? The Bash, what, 89, 90,
Yeah.
91. They just stopped at 92, 93? Or 93,
Yeah,
94?
it was that Jim Hurt era that Ric Flair loves. It's kind of like, if you try to look up the 2005 One Night Stand, it's not under the WWE One Night Stand. You're gonna have to go to the ECW tab for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no thanks, Peacock, for messing up all of season 5 of SummerSlam. Which year is that? I don't know. It's not a fucking season, Peacock.
You know what I did today? I was curious after I was looking up Chris Benoit. I said, let me go see if they got the anniversary show, the tribute show after he did what he did. No, they took it off. They got it's the best of the year.
I mean, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I was just curious. Let me see. And
sure.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
they have a tendency to just
shoot,
Karate chop people out of history.
Well, maybe I should go look and see if they still got when Vince tried to kill himself in the limo.
Yeah, that's just storyline.
Damn,
Sure,
Paul London.
Sure, it's still there. Damn it, Cherry, calm down.
All right, back to Michael Buffer. So, this is a no disqualification, lights out match. Strap, you want to tell people what the lights out match mean?
AEW is a very common perpetrator of the lights out format of late. But no, yeah, they made a big, huge deal out of this. So it was pretty cool. It's allegedly, lights out matches, according to All Elite Wrestling, it's not in sanction and it's not part of the show officially.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. So, and it did. So good for
Yes,
them.
yes.
Mhm.
So we got the Macho Man Randy Savage coming out.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Then after this, we have Diamond Dallas Page coming out with his wife, Kimberly. But Macho Man was looking at the beauty when the Beast came from the crowd and took out Macho Man. That's what Bobby Heenan said.
He took him from behind.
Yes. Question for y'all.
Yeah, I watched.
Kimberly or Miss Elizabeth?
Miss Elizabeth all day.
You mean like
She
right
did.
now?
She did. But anyways. Back then,
Back then, yeah, Miss Elizabeth all day.
she was hot.
Back then, Miss Elizabeth.
She was high and classy.
Yeah.
She ain't show nothing. For the wandering mind.
Kimberly did. So
Yes.
thanks for the show.
40-year-old virgin.
Great movie.
It was. That's what she said. But yeah, so DDP comes out of nowhere, he attacks Macho Man, and then they get into it, man. This is like a real fight. They take it into the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did DDP get that damn crutch from? The crutch
No
came out
idea,
of
but I
nowhere.
know where it ended up.
Yeah, he hit him in the stomach. He hit him in the back. It was crazy. Macho Man really portraying that madness gimmick because he took out like damn near every single referee in the WCW roster.
He
Oh, yeah.
he caught Mickey J with the power driver fade. That
Yo, he ripped my man's shirt. He pile driven him.
power driver,
drove him.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mickey J caught that fade.
And then
It was-
referee Mark Curtis, he came in. He trying to stop him.
He got thrown over the top.
He mushed him and yeah, he threw him out. Nick Patrick came and Did he
Well,
punch Nick?
Nick Patrick saved Kimberly from getting punched.
Yes. Yep.
And then after that, I think he got punched before Macho Man went after the cameraman.
Macho took the
Macho-
man's glasses off, threw the camera. Oh my god!
Macho
was on
went
one.
off. Macho went off.
Yeah, that madness is real. The fans are chanting, "We want Sting, we want Sting." No, we didn't get Sting.
No
this show.
Sting. those things.
He didn't tan.
No,
But
he was.
my
He was
goodness. DDP finally got the diamond cutter on Macho Man, but the referee's out. Scott Hall comes out. Then he just stomps on the back of the referee's head. Yo, I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm like, these referees got payday this night because everybody took a beating. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
Everybody
was
caught an
crazy.
L that night. Everybody caught an L that night. Everybody caught an
Seriously.
L.
Seriously. But this was entertaining. Like, everybody's on their feet watching this match. And I was hyped. Like, I never seen this match till I just watched it. And I enjoyed this. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought DDP won this match because they said this is their second match. What was their first match? Do you know? Was it just like a regular match?
I don't recall, but just like you, Dom, I was surprised at the finish. I was like, I thought he won this one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, okay.
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Scott Hall with the outsider's edge. Macho Man, he kicked the
With the
referee in the back of the head.
Yep.
He goes for the elbow. 1, 2,
And then-
3, and Macho Man's your winner.
Yep. And Scott Hall, after punting dude in the back of the head, pulls him over like, now do your job. He did.
Yo, it's crazy. Just from seeing the finish of this match, and I enjoyed this match, I want to see what happened the next night on Nitro.
Yeah,
What?
and
Well, Dom, you say that every time we review a show. You're like, that's got me interested. So
Well,
that's
if
good.
it was real good, then yeah,
Yeah,
I'm curious.
that's the point.
yeah,
Savage and Paige probably not even there. They probably taped.
That's
But-
what the WWF used to do when it was still 1 hour. Like, you'd be, say, in your house September 95, and you'd tune into Raw the next night to say, ooh, what if they're going to talk about the pay-per-view? They wouldn't mention a single thing just so you would have to buy the pay-per-view on Tuesday.
yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna look after we stop recording. I'm definitely gonna look and see what happened and get disappointed.
Yeah, the hilarity of the fact that in the era that we're in now, where after a pay-per-view you get like a running catalog of everything that happened that night. And even when you have like shows where you get like an extra like 2 minutes of footage after the match is over, it was like he was pinned. They didn't even give you replays of the finish, and then it was the end. And I was like, what? What? I was like, where's the rest of it? It was hilarious. Like, I forgot that's how it used to be.
Yep. Gave you the stills back in the day.
Yep.
Oh, for $49.99, you can see what happened. Oh God.
And of course, me and Gene talking about the wrestler that was having problems with his organization was going to show up the next night on Nitro.
Do you know who it is?
I don't remember that shit.
Oh, so I definitely got to tune in and follow up.
Scott Putski.
Scott Dunlap. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, but did you guys enjoy this show? Great American Bash 1997.
I actually did. I did enjoy the show. I did enjoy the show. Despite me talking about matches that should have been starters, yeah, they floated out well. Just when you got overly engaged, they gave you a chance to go catch something to eat or go get something, go to the bathroom or something like that, and then get re-engaged. So they did do that, and then they were really good to make sure you were able to get last call for the main event. So I mean, they did flow it well, because we all knew wasn't nobody there to see Mongo or Konnan or Hugh Morrus or Kevin. Well, some people were there for Kevin Green. His mama, and his daddy, and his brother and them were there for Kevin Green. Yeah. But yeah, I think they did do a really good job of filling the slots, especially with 9 matches. 9 matches, but didn't really feel like it was a 50-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing. And especially with some of the guys they didn't use for that pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. John, what you think?
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of a pay-per-view, but overall I would say I had a good time with it. I enjoyed watching it. Definitely judging purely by the main event finish. Hey, I thought I knew the show and I didn't. So there are things you can pick up on it. In the grand scheme of things, you have to watch it just for the DDP and Savage 2 match.
That match was something.
The Outsiders versus Flair and Piper is also worth checking out. If you want a third match, that Steiner Brothers and Harlem Heat, and fourth would be Ultimo Dragon and Psychosis, and skip the rest. But if you just want to watch those 4 matches, you're gonna have a really good time. So the show does matter.
It definitely matters. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip Benoit Ming. If for no other reason than, like I said, it really was a masterclass in making both of the occupants look incredibly and insanely strong in the match. But yeah, I'd skip the rest of them in a heartbeat.
So make that 5 matches you should check out on this show.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's worth seeing.
Yeah.
Skip Hugh Morrus. Skip
You
Glacier.
definitely skip Hugh Morris. Definitely skip Konnan. By God, if you're even thinking about watching Mongo, just go sit down and have a drink or 15. Like Madusa's Madusa, but she got waylaid on, so I don't know if you're a Madusa fan, you really want to watch her catch that smoke. But yeah.
This show matters.
Yes, it does.
Check it out. But next week is our final show of June. It definitely matters. And we got the infamous Hell in a Cell. We're going to King of the Ring 1998. The Undertaker versus Mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And your main event is a first blood match for the WWF Championship. You have Kane taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah.
That Taker Mankind match. I mean, yeah. That's all I got to say is yeah.
Yeah. And your final for the King of the Ring, you have Ken Shamrock taking on The Rock. It's gonna be interesting. Next week's gonna be interesting. Mm-hmm. That's how we're gonna close out the month of June. Yes, sir. We should do a watch along to the Hell in a Cell match.
No, I'll already be doing that when I go meet Mick Foley in Saugus, Massachusetts, when he heads to the Kowloon restaurant, and I will be in attendance. Nita will be in attendance, and this is where he's going to discuss his pay-per-view match with The Undertaker. And as big of a fan of Mick Foley as I am, it's going to be one hell of a night.
When is that again?
I believe it's a Wednesday, June 18th or 19th. It's Juneteenth.
Oh, Juneteenth. At least you got a day off.
Bang, bang. So, yeah, it's Juneteenth, Wednesday, June 19th at the Kowloon restaurant in beautiful, safe, and bright Saugus, Massachusetts.
Next week.
The Kowloon, if you never knew, was the place all the pro wrestlers go to after a show at the Garden. That's what makes it so famous. I have been there one time before, and it was wonderful.
He's going to say, there's always that one fan who always asks me, did it hurt? Well, what do you think? He said that every time I see him so far.
I would not ask you if it hurt. I would ask, how long did it take for your teeth to be taken out of your lip?
I would say, what bonus did Vince McMahon give you for that?
Because he had to give you something.
He's like, I did it for free.
Yeah. And he likely did too. That's the crazy part. He loved wrestling. He loved wrestling and making a name for himself that much. He probably did do it for free.
Seriously. Oh my goodness.
How much
Which
was
is
your TNA
which is
contract?
why, yeah, which is why everyone loves Mick. Literally the epitome of giving his body for a cause. That dude did it time in, time out, over and over again.
Now look at him. Holy Foley.
Holy Foley.
Looking at her.
He got
Oh,
18
man.
different personalities and they're all famous.
That's it. That's it. Well, it's about that time. John, you want to close this up?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the It Doesn't Matter podcast with our special guest, BDC. Good luck to our friend Poppy Platino. He'll be back very soon. We have the notorious one, Dom, and we have myself, the notorious, also, Strapfax. We will see you next time.
Oh.